It was quite interesting to notice that the BPA were interested about communities. They weren't just interested about their black officers, but they were also interested about the impact the work of policing had on the wider community.
They're all 15 and they're all from hardened inner city schools.
Okay. All right, you ready for it? Let's go then.
They come from what the government classify as hard-to-reach communities, and they bring with them attitude, some good, some indifferent, some hostile and some bad. In the classroom, they're referred to as young leaders.
The leadership programme was about providing a voice for young people.
What made you trust the Black Police Association?
Because they're black.
I don't know.
Similar background.
Yeah, they came from similar backgrounds to most of us.
How do we put in place a mechanism that would effectively provide young people with a voice that didn't seem as if they were being manipulated? And so it was from the point of view of saying, well, okay, let's equip them with some basic skills. The first thing to look at is leadership, taking responsibility for things in their own environment.
From day one, from time I walked out of the leadership program, when people asked me what did you gain from the program, the first thing I said was respect, to respect myself.
Those young people know they can affect the way they're being policed, and that's very, 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 very powerful.
It has delivered confidence, empowerment. It's given young people within Paddington and Westminster, and now across London, confidence in themselves. It's enhanced their skills. We've seen their behaviour change. We've seen them achieve in schools. We've seen their relationships between their parents improve, and also they've won a prestigious award, the Anne Frank Moral Courage Awards.
We have seen a difference from the first day that they attended to this day. I'm looking at them and I'm proud of them, each and every one of you.
I think it's been the most exciting project, and I've been involved with it from the very beginning. They've got themselves involved in schools, they've got themselves involved in clubs. They have encouraged ethnic minority youngsters to come forward, to work closely with the police in a positive way.
How about the Commissioner? I would have thought beforehand.
Yeah, I would have thought he was really awful. But he's all right. He's a nice person. He lives in my area. But he lives in the posh part of the area. Yeah, so he's all right. He's not.
Yeah, he's funny, man.
Stuck up or racist or anything. He talks to everyone, not like other police officers on the street.
What has happened is not only have these people learnt from us, but we've learnt from them.
And I spoke to the Commissioner about different issues.
I got a lot from it because she's a young, bright lady.
The youth on the street have more of an idea of what's going on in Scotland Yard. Maybe we know a bit more than he thinks we know.
Throughout the leadership programme, the young people are encouraged to give advice to the police and advise the police on how to improve their approach to gun crime, advise the police on how to improve their stop and search procedures.
I can't tell you I have empirical evidence, but what I can tell you is I have street knowledge. Now, in communities such as mine, street knowledge is powerful. And the street knowledge says the BPA is having a great impact.
Some things have changed.
What?
Well, you've got role models. You've got very senior black officers now.
Would you be in the position you're in now if the BPA hadn't existed, do you think?
I don't think it would have made any difference to my progress at all. You know, I have my own sort of aspirations. I've always acted as a mentor to other officers.
I would put it to any black staff member in the Met and nationally that your progression and the table you sit at today has been made much more comfortable by the activism of a few.
For me, I'd like to see the BPA have a lot more female representation in all the positions up, on the post holder positions, because there's been men up there for far too long.
I think there will always be a need for a BPA, and the reason I say that is because they will represent people who perhaps we don't have the type of communication with that we should have as senior officers or as an organisation. And I think the BPA will always have to be there to hold us to account in some of the areas we need to be held account to.
The anti-racism movement has taken on that actually the BPA is a model for associations of black workers in lots of organisations, statutory and non-statutory.
It's like a thorn. Without them being that thorn, then the Met and other police service would still be back in the dark ages.
People are just sitting on the side waiting to see how long they will last. So that it's to the credit of the BPA that they have survived 10 years against some of those negative attitudes that still persist.